Okay, so YouTube. Okay, so hopefully we're live here. Next thing is making sure we're live on TikTok. Um, so bear with me now, we're on for a second. And, right, so what we're trying to do today is trying to make sure we can get everything up and running properly for me. I'm just setting up TikTok here at the moment, so just give me a second. Right, so I think we're up and running. We have everything smoothly working, please God. Right, what we're doing today is we're going over Claude for small business owners again, but this time we're going to focus on Claude Desktop. This is probably one of the most underutilized, I suppose, platforms and tools out there in the AI space. Most people are still only using it from the point of view of very simply using ChatGPT, things like that. So what we want to do is wait and see, can we get a few people online here first, I suppose, before we dive straight into it. What I'm trying to do here today is I want to check and see how actually YouTube does with content with views. So if you're on YouTube, you happen to come along to this, give it a like, subscribe obviously to the channel. It goes without saying for everything. And yeah, that's pretty much all. So we're just waiting. Right, so what I want to do today is go over how you can use Claude Desktop for small business owners. Now, what we're doing in today's one, we're focused 100% on the fitness industry. And again, it's just giving you an example. We're going to break this down and we're going to cover a few different sections of how to use the Claude Desktop app. We're going to talk about MCPs, we're going to talk about skills, projects, artifacts, and something else. To be honest, I just can't remember off the top of my head. And with that in mind, let's just jump straight into it. So hopefully everyone can see this on the screens. TikTok, you should be able to see it now fairly okay. Yeah, so what we're doing now is we're going to go to the first thing. So FitStart Coaching is a coaching business, I suppose, that I just made up. What I've done originally is setting this up as a key example because I think it's much easier to actually work with real examples to do anything like this. If you're on TikTok watching this, will you just let me know if the audio is working, even if you're just not in it? Just number one, if the audio is good. Number two, if the audio is bad. I'm hoping I have it sorted right. If you're on YouTube, again, same thing. Number one is good, number two is bad. So with FitStart Coaching this is an idea of what it's all about. You can see FitStart Coaching, personal training, goes through all the information here. Again, all created with AI here. What we're going to do now is try and tie all of our actual work into this, and pretty much everything here is going to just streamline and see how actually you can use AI for your business. A lot of people using AI, as I said, for just generic ChatGPT, asking questions, getting a simple result, an answer back, and pretty much it just destroys you constantly. So what we're doing is trying to focus it on from a different angle, I suppose, and a different point of view. So we have the owner, obviously, of the FitStart Coaching, runs the classes. She answers the phone, does the socials at pretty much 10 o'clock in the night, and pretty much sounds very familiar if you're in the fitness industry, especially. This is you. Your job is class timetables, member emails, Instagram posts, offers, reminders, reviews, clean up. You probably have hundreds and hundreds of actual jobs to do. The problem is you have no system. Every task starts from a blank page every single time, and this is one of the key problems. Everything just becomes that much harder to actually grow and that much harder to do any work with. So two places we do this work, we're doing Claude not in the browser. We're going to focus more on the desktop app is the key thing. In browser is more if you're just trying to do some general chats, some information. So what we do then is we go on to the first key area is the foundation. Now, this, if you take anything from this, I suppose, live, this is it. The key area here needs to be the foundation of how you set up AI and how you set up Claude. So without structure, basically what ends up happening, and I'd almost can imagine almost every business owner out there is looking at this and can probably relate to this regardless of being in the fitness industry. You have files all over your computer for different things. You have social media post ideas, you have social media posts, you have membership information, you have members expiring, you have whatever else. What ends up happening is you spend more time just going around looking to see what's happening. Your files are scattered across the desktop, downloads, and email. You spend more time finding things than using actual Claude. Basically, Claude then has no idea what you're trying to do, what you're working with, so you end up pretty much losing information and pretty much just completely lost. So when it comes to with structure, we have one clear folder for your business. Claude reads it, reads from it, saves back to it, and stays consistent because answers live live in the same every place every time. The importance of this is now everything starts to get tied in together. You understand exactly what is working. You understand what needs to be done, where files are, where folders are. So we have our brand, we have our content, we have our members, we have our admin. And just to quickly show you this is pretty much the desktop app for Claude Code. And you can see over here, I have folders, and in it at the moment, you can see here, I have an actual folder here for Fit Start Coaching. Now, the way this works is every single piece of content you do, any piece of work you do with Claude in your folders stays within the folders. By you doing this, it pretty much streamlines how everything works for you. But what ends up happening is you have complete access to all the information in the one place. There's no more jumping all over the place looking for files, looking for folders, looking for information. Everything is here. Now, the key reason for this is it allows you to quickly access info, quickly see what's working, what's not working. So all I have here is a simple prompt. I run a small fitness studio called Fit Start Coaching. Suggest a simple folder structure for all my marketing and keep it. So I'm just going to do this just to showcase what it's like. As I said, we have a good chunk of it already created here. But again, this is pretty much how you work with AI. You get it to give you information, get it to give you advice, recommendations, and structure things. So again, our focus here is going beyond marketing. We're going to talk about brand again, which we have your logo files, color palettes, fonts, brand voice, notes, and templates. This stuff pretty much stays similar every single time. You don't change around. You have content library, social posts, which is obviously massive, finished, ready to publish content, organized by month. An example, obviously, this month you have carousels and captions, image, and reels. So you know what's going out, you know when it's going out, you know what kind of content you have ready, and obviously you know what content you need to kind of get up and going. From there, we go to the next section, which is obviously campaigns and offers, admin and planning. So you can see here very quickly now from one simple prompt, we have a complete breakdown of what we need for our social, for everything. So again, this is massively important. As I said, if you take nothing else from this entire stream, take this, that the foundation is the key. You build up your folder structure. It's going to stop you from jumping all over the place. It's going to keep everything tidied. And straight away, as I said, it's just going to make things 10 times easier. Look, if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, trying to grow the channel. Hit the like button in the bottom right. I think it's bottom right. Share it around. Do with all that fancy stuff you do with it. Our next area we go into then is the connecting skills and MCPs. Now, you're probably looking at this straight away and you're thinking, okay, Wayne, chill the beans there. I don't really know what you're going on about. You're going from one thing to the next. Now, the understanding of this is these are the core, I suppose, principles of how you start using Claude. Again, you've gone away from now that simple little prompt. Now you're diving deeper into it. So first thing first, we're going to talk about quickly is skills. What are skills? Skills are pretty much, think of them as repeatable tasks to happen. So you get AI to do something for you every single day. Then what happens is you turn around and more than likely you get AI to do something similar the next day, but you're left in a position that you're constantly asking AI to do it. This pretty much means that every time you do this, you're going to be left losing time. And losing time is not what you want, because at the end of the day, AI is meant to help you and reduce your time. So skills are a way to kind of do repeatable tasks over and over and over again. And for me, I have hundreds of skills made out. And if we just quickly go over to customize, you can see skills up here in the top. And now you can see I have different skills for different tasks. So personal skills are here, interactive guide, standard carousels. I have a prompt here that generates like an ebook for food recipes. Again, you can see here I have another completely built out skill that does carousels for me. So again, all I have to do is go to my chat that I was in, and from there I can just go / and straight away it's going to come up all my skills. I can then turn around and say, right, I want a main carousel, and I can give it a topic, whatever the information is, and from there it's just going to do it for me. Now, the old way of doing this is you would have had to ask whatever ChatGPT, and you would have said, ChatGPT, I need a skill, or I need a carousel on something, something, something. Make sure you use my colors, which are this. Lo and behold, it comes along, gives you the carousel, and it forgot some of the most important things, like maybe your name. It forgot you don't like to use certain fonts. All this gets built into skills, and this is one of the key reasons of why you need to have skills into your, I suppose, business. So we move on to MCPs, and three MCPs are just the ability for your AI to talk to other, I suppose, tools. So you have Canva, for example, you have a Canva subscription. You turn around, you pretty much want your AI system to talk to Canva. And MCP is how this is going to happen. So it's a safe bridge from Claude to other apps, your calendar, your email, spreadsheets, socials, everything like this. Claude can read and act in them and not just talk with them. And that's the key thing. So if you have a spreadsheet, let's say you have a spreadsheet, and again, we're using this as an example here. So you have a spreadsheet for, yeah, Kevin, 100% agree with you. What I find overwhelming is the amount of skills out there being plugged. Yeah, for me, and I know I seen a post, I'd actually posted on LinkedIn, I reshared Will Francis a post the other day about this, that he talks about not just downloading skills and plugins so from everyone. The big problem with that is, there's the opportunity for them to basically put a scam or spamware or something like that on your computer. So I tend to do is I download them on a bad laptop that I have. Basically, I look at them to see what they're about and pretty much use them from there. Yeah, and 100% bookmarks. Like, you hit the nail on the head there. I have hundreds of them, exact same thing. Saved and pretty much never used. It's only in the last couple of months, I suppose, I started to refine my approach to it. I stopped looking at skills and started to kind of focusing more on building for the tasks that I actually need. So again, yeah, 100% agree with you. So as I said, MCPs, we connect here. So if we have our business, we're looking to try and do this, and you want to be able to do certain elements. So you have your spreadsheets full of all your memberships, let's say. Appreciate the follow, Kevin. And you have all your membership data on a spreadsheet. You can get AI to access that and pretty much go through it. Now, some people are going to be screaming here. I don't know what that's about. So some people will turn around and see that, okay, look, what's this going to do? How is this going to help me? Well, the big thing how it's going to help you is it's going to get you to understand the actual information of what you're needing to do, and that's vital. So if you can access your own spreadsheets, go through it, see what's working, see what's not, then it's going to make a big difference. And again, for MCPs, it's similar enough process. You go over here, click customize, and once you go into that, you have connectors, and in here are all your MCPs connected. So you can see here I have a few of them already connected. I have Blotato, Canva, Cloud Code Remote, Facebook, Google Drive, Higgsfield, Notion, vidIQ. All these pretty much just streamline my actual workflows and how I produce content. We then go on to, obviously, we have skill examples. So again, if you create a weekly timetable for, again, we're using the Fit Start focused on this. Let's say you have to create a weekly timetable. Then you turn around and you're like, okay, you do this once, you make your skill for it. What happens then, it's simple and straightforward. You open up this, you can go along, and it could be timetable, skill, and it could be something like this. So again, you hit your timetable skill, and from there, what it's going to do, it's going to actually create a timetable for you. There is no messing around saying, oh, I only work Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Once this is built into it, straight away, it's going to repeat the same process. So if you have a standard style, design, the whole lot, then you understand exactly what's happening. MCP connection, then calendar connection. Claude pulls your actual class timetable, comes back and then says, right, here's our timetable. We can create something different. We know what slots are free, everything. So together, the skill does the writing. The MCP basically feeds it the real data, and this is the, I suppose, the small automation part built into it. Skills and MCPs live in your desktop app and being rolled out more widely. So the thing here with skills and MCPs, you can have these built into Claude Code directly. If you're using Claude through a terminal, then you can do the same thing. Some people prefer desktop, some people prefer code, and it's basically depending on your, I suppose, knowledge and experience of AI. That's the biggest thing. So as a prompt here, I have turn this into a reusable skill for FitStart coaching. Take a list of next week's classes and write an Instagram caption again. So this is a prime example again of how you use a skill. So you have classes you run maybe every week. You know exactly the type of classes. Then you could, instead of writing every single week, okay, we have a new strength and conditioning class happening tonight, blah, blah, blah. This is it. You can run that skill every single week and it'll generate a similar type of post for you in terms of what it's trying to push. It's trying to promote the strength and conditioning class. And from there, it's less of you having to kind of gather all the information together to actually build it. Right, so on to the next one, which is artifacts. Artifacts is a big one, a big new one, I suppose, here for AI and especially for Claude, of how it's all done. So just bear with me for a second. I'm going to see, can I... Yeah, so what we want to do with artifacts is it gives us more of a customizable and a bit more control and a bit more, I suppose, have a dashboard kind of feel to it. So most chat AI gives you a wall of text. Artifacts are different. When Claude makes something real, a document, a timetable, a simple web page or tool, it opens in a panel beside the chat and you can edit, reuse and share by link. So it's a standalone output. It's in a side panel. So what I'm going to do here is build a clean one page for FitStart. So I'm just going to see how this does it for me here. Oh, where you got? Right, so we're waiting for this to actually open up. Right, what's typical online is going to mess me about today of all days. Hello, Kitty Creatives. Appreciate. Is the audio working over on YouTube okay? I suppose is one of the biggest things here. As I said, it's typical over here. We're going to have a problem, so I'll have to restart this again, and hopefully we can get her working this time. Yeah, of course. So again, we're making sure we're inside the folder. Perfect, appreciate that. So we're inside the folder. Again, we're using FitStart Coaching, always allow. And what I'm going to do is just get it to build this for me and see what it actually comes out with. Appreciate that. So now that we have this, where am I going back to now? We go back over here. So this is building it in this background. So what we'll do is let that build away and we kind of go through it a bit more. So the standalone output is the first key thing. Edit and change we can. Make it the heading bigger, change the offer, updates in place, no copy paste dance, publish and share. A brilliant way if you're wanting to create lead magnets. Again, I'm not diving too much into lead magnets, but lead magnets are a great way to help you kind of build more traction, get more customers, and overall grow the entire business. So for FitStart Coaching, one prompt becomes a finished editable asset. Here are two artifacts built from prompts like the below. So here's pretty much an example. A weekly class scheduled. You can see it was done. You can see we can get it to create it. And lo and behold, within a few seconds, if I get this into a bigger screen, hopefully now you can see this over here. So now we have complete structure of what this is. So if we wanted to change this to something different, we can easily change. This could become an actual timetable, live timetable on your website. So now what happens is, as the user, you can turn around, click buttons. It's going to then generate all this for you, make life 10 times easier. And pretty much this is what I suppose real AI can do for businesses. There's no more messing around um, in Google Sheets. There's no more messing around trying to understand what you have, what you don't have. And as I said, you can easily eventually move these and drag and drop into different time slots as you want. And then you can print it out, create it as a lead magnet. This could be a live URL for yourself. Every member can get sent to this if they want to. And pretty much once you have access to this, you're good to go. Where else have we gone to? So that's the power, I suppose, of artifacts. It's a powerful tool once you use it right. And as I said, it just opens the doors for everything. And you can see here we have made from the prompt above is editable in the side panel. Then we have the same feature, different prompt, and member welcome email. And again, complete control, complete customization to this. Plus they stand out and they look a lot better than what you're normally doing. And I see a lot of businesses do the same thing. They pretty much just create a timetable in Canva. Then they have to come along and they have to do it every single week. And even from this process, AI is that are doing that, and that are probably saving you maybe 10, 20 minutes easy. Kevin, I think 100%. I think Irish SMEs are open to help with AI. I don't think it's going to get oversaturated for a long time, because I think still the big focus on AI seems to be on that people just using themselves for making money online kind of things. Most businesses in Ireland still, if realistically, I don't know what part of Ireland you're from, but for me, most of the business, even I'm still familiar with, they don't even have websites yet. They barely use social media, and pretty much when you're looking at that, what I find the hardest is actually getting them to use AI. Most of them assume AI is there and it's going to, I don't know, take over their account. You know, they have this Terminator mindset about it. But I think the big thing here is, what if you can showcase, similar to what I'm doing here, of little things that can actually change and make a difference. So for me, I know a gym that do their timetables on Canva. It takes them nearly an hour to do this, and they do it every single week. Now you see how quickly there I generated this using Claude, and this is something that you can actually use and build out so much easier. And this is probably the biggest message to get across when talking to businesses and explaining to business about AI. It's not about using AI to do something extreme and dramatic. It's just trying to use it in a simple way, getting rid of some boring tasks that you do every single day. And I think that's one of the key, I suppose, ways to do it. Oversaturated, no. I think it's going to be another while before it's oversaturated. Yeah. Well, yeah, the entire space, as I said, it's easy to get into. As I said, you don't need to be a jack of all trades. You just need to kind of fix one problem. Once you fix one problem, that's it. And in terms of obviously hate bothering them, I get your feeling there as well, because at times I would be like that. Sometimes you have to, it feels like you're pestering them. But I think once you get to this point in this, it's an area that you'd have to kind of go with. And definitely, I'd recommend go for it if you want to learn about it all. Check out the link in my bio. Obviously, it can help you massively in learning about how to use AI, and eventually spin it out yourself to build up your own AI consultancy. Definitely. So we didn't make the member email, but we leave that one because you already get an idea of what it's going to be created. But you can see here how quickly we've done it. Our next section we're going to move on to here now is our workshop. In the workshop, is projects. So projects is a dedicated workspace inside Claude for one business or one job. It holds three things: your files, your standing instructions, and all the chats that belong together. Everything inside starts already knowing your context. So this is a key way and a key thing to understand. And I suppose technically I should have touched on this a little bit at the beginning, that context is key. If AI works in a way that it uses tokens, every time it uses tokens, it's basically have a certain amount per session. I think it's a 5-hour session. So you might get 1 million tokens, context tokens. Every time you run a process or anything like this, what ends up happening is it uses context. So you can see it has to read different files, it has to read different folders, and once it does that, it's using your tokens. One big benefit of Claude projects is it stores this context and it's free. So it pretty much means if you run let's say you run an email campaign every single week for Toxic, you would build this out into Claude code into the projects, and from there it's going to have context of everything that you've done so far. So it may be previous emails, open rates, things like this. So what can happen is it can draw on this information, and from there, once it draws on it, it's going to be a massive help because it's going to understand what's working and what's not working. And that's one of the key things, I suppose, about context for definite. We then move on to this, obviously, in the projects folder. So we have a knowledge base, which allows us to upload your brand notes, price lists, FAQs, everything about your business. That's it. You have custom instructions, set the rules once. You are FitStart coaching, marketing help, warm, no jargon, no bullology. Always end post with booking nudge. So again, make sure you book your session, book your slot. At all your FitStart coaching conversations live in one place. No more digging through unrelated history. And so if we jump over here again, we can go to projects, and I probably have some at the moment in it. So you can see here I have the schedule team, project folder, carousel team, how to use Claude, school posts, carousel builder. So these are ones I don't really use a whole lot, you can see, but it's pretty much what ends up happening here is now this entire project folder is built for building carousels. That's it. So you can see up here in the top right, hopefully you can see it, is I have a carousel builder, technically it's like a skill. It's all done out here. You can see I've only used 2% of the context capacity in this. We have memory again, which is only for this chat as well. Again, so what happens is nothing gets cross-contaminated into other chats. Here's our context. So we have PDFs, we have short form content, guide, small business owner pain points. So what's going to happen? This is going to reinforce everything that's made, all the content you create. And from doing this, what's going to be happen to you then is it allows you to really focus everything into one area. So if you're focusing on, let's say, the carousels, for example, this means every time you come to this project folder, you can just run it. It knows what to do. There's no messing around with it. And as I said, it is really good if you do some bigger tasks on repeatable processes. Why it matters, you stop re-explaining who you are in every chat. You open the project ask, and it's pretty much done for you. And remember the setup you have. And this, I suppose, is very closely related to the likes of skills. That's the thing. It's just giving you a bit more, I suppose, control. You don't have to mess around with skills as much, and everything is there. So again, projects sit exactly where I showed you over here. And as I said, up here in the top left, you can see down here we have projects. There we go. So the next section, as I said, free accounts can create a handful of projects. I think on a free plan, I think you can create, I want to say 5 projects. Again, I could be wrong. Paid plans, you can add more to them. Now, again, I don't use projects myself a whole lot because most of my work is done through Claude Code. It allows me to kind of streamline the entire process a bit easier. Again, if you're watching this, you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, follow along. If you're on TikTok, follow along, subscribe if you're on YouTube. So try this prompt. Using the brand notes and price lists in the project, write 3 Instagram captions. Again, I'm not going to do this now because I'm not setting up a project folder for this in mind, and I don't think I have actually the pricing built out for this one yet. Oh, we have it there. And we move on to area 5, work that runs itself. I think this is the biggest one and probably one of the most important ones. So if we go down here to area 5, schedule tasks. So the last piece is you write a prompt once, pick how often it should run, and Claude does it on its own on that schedule. The marketing jobs you keep obviously forgetting to stop depending on your remembering. And this is massive. So it's massive to the extent, but I still don't use it enough myself. For whatever reason, I don't know. What you do is you save a prompt as a task. You go into your scheduling folder. So over here on the left hand side, you have schedule. So this is pretty much where you can set up all this and set up your scheduling folder. So write it once, you set it up, you pick a cadence. So again, when do you want this to happen? Every day, weekly, monthly, every Sunday, whatever. So ideally what you can set this up to do, you can set it up to do create. So let's say we're going to set up manual. This could be daily briefing. This could be do some research, gather your latest emails, gather your latest newsletters, get all your newsletters that come in every 3 or 4 days, summarize everything. Go and pretty much, if you have access to metrics, say let's say you have Stripe connected, you have the MCP connected, you can get this to go into your Stripe and basically see what's selling, what's revenue looking like, what's, if you have a membership in the gym, you can again check and see, right, how much is membership growing, is membership growing, and you can do this every couple of days if you want to. Again, in terms of marketing, having information and understanding what's happening is key, so you don't just randomly do things. So what happens is, you realize maybe, let's say your yearly memberships are down this month. So, right, maybe if we could run a social media campaign to try and push these up. We could run ads. We could find out why are they down. Reach out to past customers to see, is there something that happened? Is there something we can improve? Again, once you have information, it's massive. Again, as I said, it reports back to us. We have the desktop scheduling again, which can do this for us. It runs on the machine. Now, the key thing to remember is, for the time being, it runs on the machine. There is an option, I think, in the other plan, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm... Yeah, so run when the computer is awake, but I think you can create with Claude, and you have the opportunity to do it through their cloud platform. But again, that's done with API usage. So if you're on the €20 or €15 a month plan, you're not going to be able to have access to that unless you have APIs as well. So again, that's just an additional charge, which probably most people don't want to do. So we can run on Anthropic side that I just said to you. And again, it's a great way to kind of make life easier and streamline everything. So again, an example here, right? So every Sunday, this could be one that you could set up. Every Sunday at 6 p.m, draft next week's Instagram post for FitStart Coaching from the class timetable in this project. One post per day, our tone, each ending with a booking nudge, leave them ready for you to review. This in itself is after taking away so much, I suppose, time wasted. And once, as I said, you start building everything out and you integrate the likes of this into it, it just streamlines everything for your business. And as I said, all this was pretty much done using Claude Desktop. As I said, even this website that I created this in a different session, but this was created 100% with AI. And we have the ability here to pretty much, as I said, create anything. So the website was created with AI. The image obviously is just AI created, and again, it's just an image because I was doing a video example there a couple of weeks back on this. But it's something that you can actually have, you can hold. It's something that you can get access to, and as I said, you have a lot of information here. So everything here, like, is even these, you can click, ready to take your first step, book a call, do anything like that, message on WhatsApp, call or book. You can see everything was done here. Obviously WhatsApp number is fake there, but you know, with one or two little prompts, that's it, it's done and dusted for you. All this is ready to go. And I think this is one of the key things that still so many people just ignore, of how it all kind of ties in together. So within, I suppose, the couple of minutes there, what is it, 20 minutes or so, or 30 minutes the live has been, in the last 30 minutes or so, we've kind of went through a few different things here. So we have the foundation, which is the folders and projects. This is key. Folders, as I said, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have them set up right, and take your time setting up folders. In terms of projects, for the time being, it's probably a good area to get working in and kind of departmentalize everything for you. So if you have social media content, it become its own little area. If you have website design, landing page, again, they can become their own areas. Skills and MCPs basically are repeatable processes, and MCPs are tools, the way you allow AI to talk to one another. We have artifacts and schedule then. So artifacts are pretty much really good ways to actually create lead magnets. You can create an artifact with any kind of information from there. Like in our example, we used it for the timetable. Upload it to your website, have it as an active URL web link. what happens then is people want to see the timetable. They go to the website, they look at the timetable, and again, it could be a way to kind of push your website out more. It could be getting more traffic to your website, which in turn helps overall ranking, which in turn helps get more people seeing your content. Simple and straightforward. So, as I said, set it up once. From then on, marketing is something that runs, not something you dread. And I think this is key. I think even for me, who work in marketing and jumped on the AI train as soon as I seen what it could do, for the simple reasons because a lot of the marketing tasks you do can be done with AI. But the big, I suppose, caveat here is it doesn't take over from marketing. Simple and straightforward. But can it help business owners who are not used to marketing or maybe struggle for marketing? Yes, 100%. Now, if you can afford to go and rent an agency and pay them maybe 2-3 grand a month to do 30 posts and a few other email sequences for you, if you're lucky, then do that if you're happy to put the money into it. But if you're a small business owner and you're like, look, I can't afford that, I want to have control and I want to be able to do it myself, this is going to help you massively. Setting up Claude, something like this, is going to make your life so much easier. It's going to make the entire process easier, and plus it's going to grow the business. It's simple and straightforward, because at the end of the day, if you're active online, you're seen online, and you're posting online, no matter what happens, people will start to interact and will start to see you. I always get the question. I post myself roughly 5 times a day on 6 different socials. So in total, I think each week it turns out that I post between long form, short form, everything, almost 150 pieces of content. Now, I will have people tell me that that's way too much. My simple answer to them is it's the same as fishing. If I go fishing and I put out 1 rod, chances are I'm only going to catch 1 fish. If I put out 2 rods, chances are increased of catching 2 fish, and so on and so forth. It's so much easier to go with that mindset. Now, also is true, I've had people reach out to me and say that I only seen your post on TikTok and I've never seen it anywhere else. Big weird thing with AI or with social media now is people don't necessarily engage with content that they've followed or in your followers. You tend to get posts and content that you actually happen to maybe see for a split second. You know, how many times have you been on social media, scrolled, and you watched, a dog jumping sideways for 3 seconds, and then you turn around and next minute it's all you're getting in your feed. You know, it's as simple and straightforward. So posting enough content and lots of content won't impact you, provided you're learning from it, and that's the key thing. So as I said, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everyone that has come on board here, both YouTube and TikTok. As I said, I have my own community. I talk about this marketing and AI. 7-day free trial. If you're interested in it, let me know. Part of 7-day free trial, you build your own AI employee. Straight away is going to help you with your AI, with your content. And overall, focus here is help small business owners use AI and grow with AI. So if anyone has any questions, throw them into it there now. I'm more than happy to answer whatever I can, marketing or AI related, anything like that. As I said, I'll give you the floor, as they say. Okay, I see the comment. Sorry, creatives over on YouTube. I don't know when you posted that. Career guidance. I would definitely recommend learning more about AI. Once you learn more about AI, you can start to build out your own business idea from that. So, case in point here is I've had people reach out to me to try and make websites for them. It only takes roughly, let's say, an hour between making and publishing and all that, if even that. But I had to not do it because I can't having the time, and it kind of moves away from what I'm actually wanting to do. So as a prime example, whatever local area you live in, turn around, see what businesses out there have no websites, create the websites for them, go to them and ask them, do they want to buy the website off you? It's all ready to go. Here it is. It's on their own domain. More than likely, if it's already ready for them, they'll happily take it. You can turn around to them and say, look, I can maintain the website for you. I can do the blog for you. I can build it all up for you. You can charge a small monthly revenue or recurring hosting management fee. Compete basically that way, and straight away there's a business for you. There's so many small businesses out there that don't have the money, don't have the time for websites. And if you can come along and build a website that does its job here like this, as I said, this is, I'm nearly sure it is mobile optimized as well. So you can see here, it's already optimized for mobile. Everything here is absolutely bang on the way you want it. Would you make changes for mobile version? Maybe a few, but other than that, it is ready to go for mobile as well. And that's all from pretty much one prompt to generate this. The image obviously was AI created, of course, but as I said, it is a brilliant way to do it. So again, I apologize to you creatives for not, I didn't see that post. I don't know when it came in. So anyone else have any questions at all before we sign off? As I said, I appreciate everyone. If you're new here, for following along the journey, and if you're interested, obviously, in learning more, definitely reach out to me. Reach out to me in DMs also, any platform at all. I'm happy to help anyone along. If you're wanting to learn more, or maybe they have their own business, you're only thinking about using AI, you're still hesitant to join any kind of communities about AI, just reach out to me. I'll try and point you in the right direction if I can. And yeah, that's it really. So yeah, look, we have no more questions, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up on it. Thanks very much, Kevin, for following and getting involved. Delighted it helped. As I said, if you have any questions after this, if you want to DM or anything like that, definitely reach out, especially if you're talking about it. So yeah, look, thanks very much, everyone. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll hopefully be doing another live maybe tomorrow or the next day as well. So yeah, thanks.